The first few weeks out of jail was a little rough. I just started worrying about how things were going to be portrayed on TV. And I started going into a little bit of a depression. I started eating more. And it was really a shock to me being home.
I think really the hardest part about him being in jail has been afterwards, the comments on social media and the impact it's had on him.
Some of the harsh comments, they're crazy. I mean, my response would be that, you know, you guys are gonna say what you want to say, but you weren't there. I'm determined to be a correctional officer as much as I was before. I'm no longer in department store security. I'm in private security in a high-rise building, but that was just to kind of get me by until I get a correctional officer position.
It was so difficult for me to come home with all of those lasting emotional and physical effects from the jail.
What do people not understand about your experience in jail?
Jail is freezing. It's absolutely freezing. I froze in jail the whole time. This here is not me posturing in any sort of way. I froze. No two ways about it. But I want people to understand that not everything that happened in there, despite what they see, was a bad time. I personally feel like I made a difference while I was inside.
I love my Tami.
When I went into jail, I had very strong opinions about the people who are in jail. But after being in jail, seeing the more human side of inmates was the biggest difference for me, I feel like. There's been a lot of talk about, oh, that Marine can't even do 20 push-ups.
20, right?
I was finishing up a workout where I had done 160 push-ups. And of course, the cameras didn't show the workout, they just showed the effect after. So for all of you who thought this Marine couldn't do 20 push-ups, trust me, I can definitely do 20 push-ups.
No.
The absolute best part about coming home is seeing my wife and my son again. We're actually staying at my parents' house right now in their extra bedroom, so that's not fun.
I am doing absolutely, incredibly, fantastically well.
How are you today? Good to hear.
The public perception of me. It's your First Amendment right. Type whatever you want. I don't care. I get recognized all the time. I make a point to leave 5 minutes early if I'm going somewhere.
Wait a second, you're chewing gum. You're chewing gum. That's one of the 10 rules of Robert. So the 10 rules of Robert are things I expect from people because I find them highly annoying if you don't. No gum chewing, no complaining. I control the music and I control the TV. I just like music before 1979. Dixieland do disco.
I've been out of jail for 6 months, and I think back about that experience, and I'm happy I did it. I'm glad I participated in this program. I do cherish my freedom more now than ever before. I actually walked into the right cell, I really did. These are my buddies in here, man. This is the senior citizen room. Paulette and Jamie I have been in touch with, and you know, we're cool, you know what I'm saying?
I miss you.
Oh, I miss you too, Jamie. The people I said I would keep in touch with, I did. It wasn't for show. Before going in, I hoped to learn what it was like to be an inmate. How do I use that experience to speak to young people about the dangers of being incarcerated? I'm working on developing my own youth development delinquency gang prevention program. I've dealt with the young kids in prevention, so the intervention and the incarceration, all that's kind of new to me, and I'm learning. But it's your suggestions have really helped a lot. We don't have enough programs for kids, and it's urgent for me to hurry up and get my program up and running. Thank you, you guys.
There's no way that I'm going to be able to be a correctional officer without being in better shape.
Dumbbells in your right hand if your right foot is forward. Now from here, elbows kicked out toward...
You still want to be a correction officer, correct?
Yeah, sure.
Why?
I feel like I can make a difference. There's a lot of people that are in jail that I don't feel like need to be in jail.
What I saw on TV, I saw you walk in there and the room owned you. Everybody in the room could have owned you if they wanted.
Just because I was a failed inmate, as people may say, doesn't mean that I would be a failed CO.
I think I learned that, I could put my mind to anything and that, I can get through hard times and still be great.
Cheers. Hey, me too.
Of course, always.
Yeah.
I don't want to go back to jail. I didn't like it there. It's like I'm a whole nother person there because my defenses go up. I gotta act tough and I'm not tough.
Yep.
So I don't like that.
There was a woman sitting next to me in the group discussion. Her story was so completely relatable. It was like, wow. Okay, so it wasn't just me.
Ari's you there? Oh no! Oh no! Ari's you there? I'm gonna win!
Going into this jail was such a personal journey for me, and I learned so much about myself. I have an amazing family, and I am so blessed.
Oh, wow.
And I will never take that for granted ever again.
You hear me?
It's definitely been frustrating, constantly looking for a job and constantly hitting a brick wall. Good afternoon, Madam Zach.
Director Castillo, nice to meet you.
I think I had a pretty good impression on her, and I feel pretty confident that she would be willing to give me a job offer.
Welcome to my apartment.
I love making sculptures.
This one over here, man hugging pregnant woman holding babies. This piece took me over 20 years to complete.
I'm fascinated with the female figure, so you'll see many pregnant flowers and fertility goddesses in my artwork. I made a sculpture of my face with my teeth, plaster models. I love you.
I'm definitely happier now than I was before I spent time in jail. I'm happy because I had the guts to do it, and I said, yes, I will do it. And reflecting on everything, I feel like I've learned a lot from my experience.
My name is Mr. Robert. If you see him on the street, stop and say hi. I'm out in public. I have time for you. And if you try to shake my hand, I'm gonna shake your wrist. Germs.